and gentlemen, and we return once more.
As here comes Gonzaga, you see Edwards leading the trainees. Around the outside, but he's done it before. He's laid the brakes into Ascari. He gets it stopped in time, and he takes that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Battle of the Radicals. We've entered into the second half of the season. It is round 7, and we are at everybody's favourite Marmite track, which is the Hungaroring. Why is it a Marmite track? Because you either love it or you hate it. Some of the racing you get here is either absolutely stunning or it's absolutely meh. Well, we're going to find out which way these Radicals are going to go here this evening. I am JP. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Jim Cunningham, who's going to come along for the ride here as we're into the final third, the final third of qualifying. And as you can see at the moment, Simon Edwards is sitting on top of the standings, and he's also sitting on top of the standings in the Class Championship as well, leading the SR10s from Heinz Braun, from James Barry, from Kim on, JP Ortland, Bruno Vitorino, Felix Samos, Robert Woodward, Phil Glover, Paolo Brem, and Dominic Pavera rounding out the top 10. In the SR8s, it's Jamie Bird leading away with Mike Boost on his second. Then you got Stefan Mellis, Havard Gullickson, Steve Webb, Ole Gullickson, Josh Reed, Paul LeMay, and Ray Peasley rounding out the 9 drivers. Not many SR8s on the field, on the grid tonight. We've only got 5, but we have only got 14 overall, and that probably is dominated by the fact that we've got Nords 24 coming up this weekend, and a lot of teams are out practicing for Nords 24. I am not. I am swanning and sunning myself on the side of a fishing lake at some point over the weekend as well. So looking forward to that one. It's going to be an interesting one. But let's bring Jim into the booth. Jim, good evening, dear sir. How are you?
Good, man. Good to be here with you. The thought of you sunning yourself by a fishing lake is not a vision I wanted, but that's okay. This is definitely.
If it's any consolation.
Well, that wouldn't be how I would consider being sunning, but that's probably a good thing. Yes. We're at the Hungaroring, not everybody's favorite track, but it should make for some interesting and good racing today, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have 2 races here this evening as well. We're starting off with a 9-lap sprint, and then we're going into the 14-lap feature. Jim, we've got an update, haven't we? We've got an update on what's happened to all the cars. Give us a rundown of what has taken shape this week.
Yep. So Simon Edwards sent me the weekly update, and basically this week the SR8 was significantly faster here with no modifications, almost over a second and a half faster per lap. So they increased the power of the SR8 a little bit so that it would reach the same top speed as the SR10, but they added 42 kilograms to the SR8, and they removed 45 kilograms from the SR10 to help create add some agility to the car, and so that's kind of the breakdown. It's one of the largest changes we've had this season as far as doing things to both cars. We've never seen them where they've added and taken away that much weight respectively.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, I think, to see how it gets on. Gullickson has just taken pole position in the SR8, mind you, on a 37.743, so that's nearly 3 times quicker than James Barry, who's grabbed second place. Simon Edwards has slipped all the way down into third. It's going to be an interesting one here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to your hats. We've got Mike Bousson making waves as he comes around that final corner. How is Mike going to get on when he goes over the line? Is he going to make an improvement? No, it's going to be the end of the qualifying. And Gullickson takes pole position, 37.743. Let's bring you up the grid for tonight's action. Havard Gullickson is in first place in the SR8. James Barry in second in the 10. Simon Edwards in the 10. Then Buson in the 8. And Bird in the 8. The 8s are definitely getting up there this week. George Gonzaga is on the racetrack for a change. He's in 6th with Steve Webb, Seth Brown, Heinz Braun, Phil Glover, Paolo Bremer, Patricio Silva in that famous 12th place. Then down we've got Ole Gullickson, Bruno Vitorino and Dominic Pavera if they all take the grid. I believe Pavera is on the grid at this moment in time. We have not got Havard Gullickson at this current moment. We're just waiting for him. They do have 2 minutes. We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds as of right now, and we'll see who gets on there. Is Havard there as well on that pole position in that lovely IGL Coatings green machine, which seems to be the company that sponsors the most amount of Norwegian teams I've ever seen in my life. All the Norwegian drivers are all from IGL Coatings. There's absolutely bucket loads of them as well. So we'll see. Obviously they've got that backing of IGL there once again. So let's see how these guys get on once more as we're going to tackle the Hungaroring. Just waiting for the lights to come on. We're going to have them very, very shortly indeed. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5. Ladies and gentlemen, round 7 is a green at the moment, and Havard got that car off the line and absolutely flying down into the right-hander here as well. It's going to be interesting to see how he gets on, whether or not he's going to be able to get that car stopped. Is James Barry going to be able to come up the inside? No. Booston and Bird, they're making moves in further back. They're second and third. They're in the double Bs there at the same time here. And currently, everybody has got away cleanly. No real dramas to speak of, Jim. But how about Gullickson getting away right at the start?
Yeah, Gullickson has really come on over the last few weeks, too. He is getting stronger and stronger each week. And from everything that I've read, it seems like that the SR8s are going to be the car here tonight. So not surprising that he's up front. It'll be interesting to see if Buson and Bird can get up there and give James Barry a battle. You know, he's a tough guy to get around for sure.
Yeah, Silva and Pavera got slowdowns. Vitorino been off the side of the circuit. There's contact between Bird and Buson. They want to be a little bit careful with each other here currently at the moment, because I can tell you one thing, Simon Edwards is tucked in right behind him, and this man will not fail to take an opportunity if one comes his way. But he has got company of Heinz Braun. Of course, the battle for the championship is between these two drivers at the moment. Edwards is sitting on top in the 10s, Braun in second, and Edwards goes big on the defensive there, trying to get that car, make sure they can get it rotated through the corner and still hold on to the position. But I can tell you one thing, Heinz Braun's going to dive up the inside at the moment. Is he going to hold that line? Steve Webb has got a meat pull. We'll have a look and see what happens to him very, very shortly. But we've got Edwards and Braun. Edwards and Braun fighting out for the final corner, side by side, 1 and 2 in the championship. Braun's all out, squarely loose here. It's going to be a run down into turn number 1, Jim.
This is fantastic racing right here. These two side by side, wheel to wheel, the championship, 2 contenders for the championship. Fantastic stuff. Seems like Simon got a little pulled away from him there a little bit.
Yeah, this is what happened to Steve Webb, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure how he ended up. Oh, yes, he did.
Oh.
Bang. He slid the car, smacked it into the wall. And unfortunately for Stevie Webb, that is the end of race number 1 for him. But you can see Braun and Brown are still fighting currently on the run down into the left-hander at the moment of turn 4. Then it's going to be that long looping right-hander of 5 in through the chicane of 6 and 7. And Brown does not get close, unfortunately, to Braun. Braun gets closer to Edwards, but we've still got Barry, who is sitting in second, closely followed by Bird and Buson here, Jim, and they're tucked in behind him at the moment, battling away for second overall in the SR8s.
Yeah, this is really a nice battle here. I wish these two would maybe not scrap with each other and see if they could run down those leaders, because I think if they work together, they could get up there and give them a little bit of a fight. But if Buson's going to challenge Jamie right now, they'll lose sight of these two because they'll be gone.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Barry just getting away through the final corner of turn 14. Edwards is tucked in behind us at the same time here. There is Simon Edwards as we're on that front right wheel arch on the run down into turn number 1. Going to be topping north of 148, 150 mile an hour. He's going to look at diving up the inside, is he? No, he thinks twice better of it. Boost on there, doesn't show any defense, Jim, but at the same time, Simon Edwards says no.
Yeah, I think Mike knew that Simon wasn't going to send it right there. These guys race a lot together. I think that they respect each other. I think that he knew what Simon was going to do there. But I wouldn't give him long because Simon's going to make a move here pretty soon. You could believe that. He's going to get the right run, which he's closing up pretty severely right now. Here he comes, look.
Yeah, Buson getting all out of shape at the moment.
Oh, a little wide.
Edwards then had to take evasive action, and that was why, because Buson got a little bit squirrely. Seth Brown sat in behind him. Gonzaga's in behind that as currently. And then further down, we've got Bruno Vitorino, who's having a right old little ding-dong at the moment with Patricio Gomez. They're on the run through the right-hander. And you can see them in through turn 9 before they jink through 10. These guys were battling it out with Silva, Brem and Glover. Glover leading the train at the moment here. And currently he's got very fast guys in behind him. So a great job from Phil Glover, improving every single week there for that positivity racing machine that he's brought along here this evening. I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Can he stay in that top 10? Of course, the reverse grid for race number 2, currently held by Paolo Brem, Vitorino and Silva. Just swap places further back, and they have done it because Patricio Silva has just gone off the racetrack. That is how they've done that. And there you go, spins round into the wall, Jim.
Yeah, just carry a little too much speed through there. I tell you, talking about Phil Glover here, man, what a race last week. He went side by side with James Barry for about a lap. Man, I mean, door to door, wheel to wheel. They never touched each other, and he was just giving Barry all he wanted there. And it was so great to see Phil doing that. You know, we all love Phil, and we've seen his improvement over the past couple of years. But man, that was almost like a culmination for him. What a run he had last week. It was so great to see that.
Now, I'll tell you one thing that doesn't want to happen at the moment now is Brown and Gonzaga, Bird and Buson have just swapped places going into 6 and 7. Buson's been lining him up there for the last couple of laps, mind you, and he's gone and done that move for Mike Buson in through 6 and 7. Now we're on the run down in through 11, down on the run down into 12. You can see Bird now is under attack from Edwards. Bird has just made a mistake on the exit, got a little bit slidey. Edwards is going to dive up the inside. Is he going to get this done? He is. Simon Edwards takes that position away from Bird, and all because Bird got a little bit squirrely coming out the corner there, Jim, and Edwards said thank you very much.
Yeah, he kind of got off the ran a little wide there, and it looks like he, got onto the curbing a little bit, and it upset that car. And Simon's getting by, but he's not giving it up. He's gonna battle back here, it looks like.
Yeah, Bird pulling along behind Braun. Edwards is pulling along both of them. Braun's going to try and dive up the inside of Bird. Braun in the black-red machine. Bird in the all-red with JPB written on the front of his car. I can tell you now it's not JP Broadcasting.
I thought it was for the longest time, and I said something about it. And it found out that it wasn't. I thought that was pretty funny. But I'll tell you what, they're about to have a 5-way party here. They're stacking up behind them here. Yeah,
absolutely. If you are sitting at home wondering what does it mean, it's actually his son's initials. So there you go. On the front of his car, so fair play to him on that one as he's continued to battle out here. First is Gullickson, second is Barry, then it's at 3.8 to Buson, and Buson at the moment has got Edwards closing in behind him, then Bird, then Braun, then Gonzaga, then Brown, then Phil Glover's 4.5. He's still holding on to that position ahead of Paolo Brema, ahead of Bruno Vitorino, but Buson seems to be breaking away a little bit here, Jim, just opening up 8 tenths, giving himself a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, and not really surprising. Buson has been fast this season in these modified adjusted cars, and now that he's out there, he may actually start running Barry and Gullickson down just a little bit.
Yeah, he hasn't got long though, mind you. He's only got about
that's true.
What's he got? 3 laps. On to lap 6 they go. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 4 laps. Don't know how close he's going to get. Boost on. Sorry, I had to count on my fingers there, Jim.
I was about to take my shoes off for the next race so I could count that high, but you might have it covered, so we're okay.
Yeah, we're all good on that one. Braun again. Oh, trying the tighter line in the inside of Bird and the inside of turn number 1, and he cannot quite get there at the moment. But I tell you what, Braun is having a right old go, but he's got Gonzaga coming in behind him as well. On the inert racing team sitting there. There's another inert in second place at the moment. That is an acronym for their original name, which was the insert name E-Racing Team. So it's now inert, apparently. That's as Gonzaga told me last time, a few weeks back, I believe, on that one. But Buson's breaking away from Edwards. Edwards is breaking away just a little bit from Bird. And Bird, it seems to be the cork in the bottle here, Jim, as everybody's tucking in behind him.
Yeah, I mean, he had that little off-track moment. That opened up that gap just a little bit and let Buson get away just a touch. And Simon got by him as well. I'm really surprised that James has not been able to give Barry. I'm sorry that Barry hasn't been able to give Gullickson a little better fight up front. I really thought they would be having a little war by now.
Yeah, I think that 10 just might not quite be able to get there. The 8 through the final corner we go. What is he sitting at speed-wise at the moment? North of 130, 138, 40, 45, 50, just about. A bit hard. Where's the nearest SR8? Bird's going up. He's topping out about 150 as well in the draft. So, yeah, there seems to be around about that disparity of them sitting there kind of doing the same sort of pace almost as each other, which is, of course, what we wanted. We didn't want the 10 to run away with it. We don't want the 8 to run away with it. So that's why Simon Edwards is working his merry socks off, doing plenty of late night evenings and trying to get ready probably for Nord's 24 alongside probably the likes of Lloyd Maxwell and other such named drivers that I could name drop. Not that he's going to do me any good, but we could do. But yeah, I think there's a lot going on at the moment here, and these guys battling it out, still fighting away, battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. And Phil Glover still holding on to that 9th place with Bruno Vitorino, pole position for the race number 2.
Yeah, I think Phil's in good shape back there. I mean, if he just goes mistake-free the rest of this race, I think he's going to be starting the next race there on the front row, which would be great for him.
See how he gets on. Can he convert that front row into some form of big points-paying position? Braun's going to dive up the inside of Bird, is he? Bird's not going to be muscled out. He's going to hold that inside line. Bird's got a little bit squirrely in the black and striped machine. Braun in behind him in the black, red and a silver machine. On board with Braun we go. Just looking through the right-hand corner of the car. Through he goes now as well. Can't quite get the power down, and he's lost a little bit of time on that back end. He could be under more attack from Gonzaga than he is going into Bird.
Yeah, it looks like which is kind of funny because Jamie's the one that got really loose there. Send it. Braun
come from a long way back.
That was a nice send, though. He held on to it.
Yeah, just about. Bird cuts his nose off. Braun's going to try and go up the inside again. They're going to try going side by side. This is important for Heinz Braun because he needs this position for the championship. He knows Edwards is in front of Bird, and he knows he's got Gonzaga, who's now going to dive up the outside of him. They're going to try and go too wide through turn 5. No, single file. Watch the drain on the outside. It will make that car slip. Now you've got Bird, Braun, Gonzaga in through the right-hander at turn number 5, coming into that chicane again, but you can see there with Gonzaga, he went for 1 and he lost 2 attempts because he couldn't get the job done.
Braun stepped it way out there. Here comes George now.
Yeah, I thought he was seriously going to get that. I seriously thought Gonzaga was going to get that.
What a battle, though. Holy cow, this is some fantastic action back here.
Yeah, and I can tell you one thing, it is quite warm in the UK at the moment, so I can imagine poor old Jamie Bird probably sweating harder than a chocolate teapot in a sauna. Let's just put it that way. As these guys fight on, Braun, Gonzaga, Brown is still continuing to battle away. Final lap now, Gullickson is out in front without a care in the world. He's out in front by about 3.5 seconds at the moment.
Flying, man.
Mate, he is absolutely got that car on rails. Incredible.
He just set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:37.963. That's a half a second faster than Jamie Bird. And anybody that follows, radical racing, James Berry is one of the fastest drivers in the world in an SR8. SR10. That's crazy.
What's Stevie Webb been up to? Whatever he's done, he's caused himself some drama. Oh, curbs again, Stevie.
He's struggling today a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Going to keep an eye out on the leader. He's going in through 6 and 7 at the moment. Braun, Bird, Gonzaga, Brown still fighting out. Glover, Vitorino still scrapping down there, further down. Phil's got the motion sim, the VR headset, and any other form of equipment that he can put on his face at the moment, trying to battle it out. But Braun is going to try and go out the inside of Bird. Bird got a little bit of a wiggle on. No, through the right-hander at 9. Now into the left of 10. Bird is hanging on here, Jim. He is like a climber without ropes hanging on the side of that cliff.
I tell you what, though, man, this has been, a heck of a battle. This has been entertaining. We could have literally, he's going around the outside.
No, he didn't get it right. He's going to go
twitched
for one.
Again.
We've got to pick him up because he's going across the line. Havard Gullickson goes in over the line. He takes that victory. There is James Barry. There is Mike Buson. What is going on down here? Bird has managed to get away, I think, from Brown. I think Gonzaga and Seth Brown have come to contact. They have. We'll have a quick look back at that, but it looks like Gonzaga's going to hold on to 7th. Then Brown tucked in behind it. Glover and Vitorino. Glover's going to give Brown a run down to the line. He didn't quite get there. I've got to do this quick before he changes sessions.
Yep.
But something happened here with Seth Brown and Gonzaga. Gonzaga goes for it, I think. Oh, no, it was Brown who sends it on him.
Oh, that was a big sin there. Holy cow.
Seth Brown sending it hard on George. And
that was a little aggressive, and I think he ran out of grip before he ran out of ambition there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the battered machine of Dominic Pavera. I'm not quite sure what this young man's been up to, but he's kind of had a heck of a race here. So great job as he comes over the line. And we've got Steve Webb, who's lost that nose cone once. He's lost the front end of the car sliding once as well. And unfortunately for Stevie, it has not been a good evening of racing. And then behind that is Patricio Silva in that machine as he's coming round the left-hander of turn 13 and then through turn 14. But yeah, a bit of drama at the end there with Seth Brown and George Gonzaga.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise, man. It's not typically, you don't see Seth Brown make moves like that normally, but yeah, he definitely got ambitious there and sent it, unless he just missed his breaking point a little bit or something. But yeah, I'm sure those two will talk it out a little bit, but it didn't really cost him anything, so it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at the overall results here this evening. Havard Gullickson out in front, takes the win by 4 seconds. James Barry in second, then Mike Buson, Simon Edwards, Jamie Bird and Heinz Braun are your top 6, and your top 3 of each podium is in the top 6. Havard Gullickson, Buson and Bird. There you got Barry, Edwards and Braun. Gonzaga, Brown, Glover, Vitorino, who will be on pole position for race number 2. Paolo Brem, Ollie Gullickson, Dominic Pavera, Steve Webb and Patricio Silva. Rounding out the 15 runners and riders that we've got here this evening. Going to go into warm-up. They've got barely a couple of minutes to go. I don't even think they've got a couple of minutes. What they got left? 1 minute and 18 seconds of warm-up before we go into race number 2. Race number 2 could be quite interesting, I think.
I think it's going to be fantastic, man. You got these fast guys that are going to be coming up through the field, and this place is not the easiest place in the world to pass, and especially with what appears to be a great job they've done balancing these cars this week. Some of the best, action we've seen all season. Those were fantastic battles back in the pack back there. 4 or 5 cars deep battles. That's fantastic stuff.
Absolutely. I think that's the thing as well, isn't it? When they're balancing and they're working so much, so hard.
I love it. I love the whole concept of this series, man. I just think it's super cool that they've put these two cars together and put the work in to make them run on, close to each other on the track. I think it's wonderful for this Radical community, and I know you've been a huge supporter of the Radicals. Been doing Radical series for many seasons now yourself. So, yeah, I love it. I think this is fantastic, and I love the people in this community. The Radical community is a great group of guys and gals, I guess too, but mostly guys that we get to talk to on the regular.
Absolutely.
Like this guy, Phil Glover. I'm looking on my other screen here, and old Phil. I do want an onboard camera though with him, so we can see in his rig on his motion rig with his VR on.
Oh,
someplace like Sebring, where
I just see seasickness. That's it. Bruno Vitorino is on pole position with Phil Glover, the man we are talking about, on second, and Seth Brown, George Gonzaga, Heinz Braun, Jamie Bird, Simon Edwards, Mike Busson, James Barry, and Hava Gullickson. Then we've got Paolo Brem. Ollie Gullickson is a little bit further down in 12th, and Dominic Provera, Steve Webb, and Patricio Silva. So let's see what goes on here in race number 2. Don't forget, 14 laps overall that they've got to go and contend with. And let's see who's going to come out on top. But Bruno Vitorino is going to lead us away. He will be in pole position for race number 2. And hopefully he will and should be able to get this car off the line without any dramas. But ladies and gentlemen, now hold on to your hats. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Race 2 is alive, alive, alive. Bruno Vitorino gets the car off the line. Doesn't do it very successfully, though, mind you, because it is going to be Phil Glover who's going to lead it down into turn number 1.
Who's that?
Braun's on the grass. Seth Brown, George Gonzaga to 4 wide. That's not going to work. That is not going to work.
God.
They go 4 wide, and unfortunately it did not work. But Phil Glover leads the race. He leads the race, ladies and gentlemen, going into turn number 1. No, maybe not. Very anticlimactic. Maybe not. Very anticlimactic.
Busan shot up there on him, man.
Oh,
look at Jamie. Oh my God, he saved that.
Bird and Glover having a big old ding dong. How about Gullickson? Is up 5 plays? Oh, he was.
Well, not anymore.
No, this is going well.
Oh, this is crazy, huh? How about that move by Heinz Braun, man, shooting up the outside on the grass and passing everybody. And he wasn't the cause of that wreck. He got caught up in it, but it wasn't his fault. He was going to shoot all the way up to the front.
Yeah. That's what happens when you go 4 and 5 wide. It was 4 wide.
Well, I think that they were the crash actually occurred ahead of the 4 wide thing, I think.
I think they were in it.
Oh.
Watch. So there's 3 wide already. Now there's 4.
Yep.
Now they're 4 and 5 wide.
Yeah, they're 5, yeah.
And then bang.
Oh, yeah, it was. Okay. But he wasn't part of it. He got caught up in it. He made that move work. That was we just lost Barry, I think.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
James Barry's just gone down the order, unfortunately. Oh, dear. Was this all on his own? Oh, James.
I believe it was, actually.
By the looks of it. Oh, no. Watch the back. Oh, it's him and Edwards. Oh.
He basically spun himself there because he was about to blast Simon, I think.
Mm-hmm. Glover and Bird are just swapped places. Vitorino and Edwards is still in that. I think Dominic Provera has had a bit of a rotten start. Barry and Gonzaga fighting out with Brown. Brown's with Barry, and obviously Gonzaga is there at the same time going into turn number 2. There's been more. Oh! Hava Gullickson is in the wall.
Oh, goodness.
Dear. How did he end up there? Oh, that's Paolo Brem, I think.
Tell you what, Heinz Braun is not basically. He is in last place right now.
That was a shocking camera angle. I do apologize on that one. So we'll try and get this right. I think this is Paolo Brem. Brem just hits the back wheel. So
there was contact before that. I wonder if that was like a little bit of retribution there because they had some contact.
Jim, that is strong words.
Well, sometimes you got to serve somebody.
You reckon he served him?
I don't know. Look right there. He hit him. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I'll leave that up to the stewards, but I just know there was contact and then there was return contact.
So that was a little bit of a. Oh, I thought we'd lost Phil then. Oh no, Phil lost. We have lost Phil. We did do something now. What did you do? What did you do? You did something to yourself, Phil. Oh, I don't want you. Where are you?
I don't. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. What did you do? You're very slow going into the. Oh, Simon's hit him. Simon's just like a wrecking ball this evening. Straight
Yeah,
through.
well, I would have to believe that was Phil was a little off the pace there. And
Oh, Jim, stop it.
he was.
Don't you blame my poor old Phil for anything.
No, I love Phil. He might be my favorite person in all of sim racing.
Yeah, don't you go and have a go at him. It wasn't Phil's fault. Nobody saw anything. Simon's gone in now. That's 2 bits of contact Simon and Edwards has had here in race number 2 already. Let's see if he can pass Steve Webb with cleanly. Because if that does happen, then we are going to have to question. Aren't we?
Steve. Yeah, well, you know.
No,
I mean, look.
Why do you say you know? You're not going to say you know. If Simon goes and hits Steve, and then it's been. Who has it been? It's been.
Simon's not that type of driver.
I'm not saying he is, but you know, there's no smoke without fire, and at the moment, the SR10 is a bit of a weapon.
Well, I think I think Simon would probably be preferred to be driving. Ooh, somebody had a big lock up there.
Bruno Vitorino had a big lock up going into turn number 13. Through 14 and 15 they go. But yeah, Vitorino had some drama there.
Inviting Simon to the party.
Yeah, wrong move. It's going down into turn number 1. Edwards in the purple, pink and red. Traditional. Vitorino on the outside. And Simon Edwards does go through, and now it's after the orange army of Stevie Webb. And then going Barry.
He passed somebody without hitting him.
Well, Jim.
That's on you. You're the one that's saying Simon's a wrecking ball.
You just enforced it, unfortunately.
I didn't enforce anything.
So both of us are going to be in the neck now. So
I'll tell you what, Mike Busan is checking out, man.
Mm-hmm. He is at the moment. 2.2 seconds out in front, lap 4 of 14. Edwardson and Webb in through the right-hander of 5. Now coming into 6 and 7. Can the Orange Army hold up the 9-time champion here at all? Will he need the Army? That's the question for Stevie Webb as they're in through the right-hander. Webb's runs a little bit wide, in through the left of 10, now down into the right of 11. Through go is those guys, and it's Steve Webb, Simon Edwards, Bruno Vitorino still going for it here, and at the moment, Steve Webb's hanging on.
Yeah, well, I mean, Steve's in that 8, so we know it's quick. I think most people would have figured that Simon would have got on by him pretty fast, but Steve has really improved a lot over the last couple of seasons. You know, he struggled when he first got here, especially with the start on these cars. They're hard to launch, you know, from a standing start.
Yeah, they are.
But Simon's about to put that same move on him that he used on Vitorino last lap.
And through goes Simon Edwards. Good job. Barry has just swapped places with Glover. They're running side by side. Well, they were running side by side into turn number 1, and Barry's just got through. There goes Edwards and Webb. And then in behind Barry at the moment, we have got this situation. Gonzaga, Brem, Ollie Gullickson, and Patricio Silva are going at each other a little bit full bore here.
I don't know, something about Silva's car. I love the livery on that car for some reason. I don't know why, but it just it's a good looking car.
Oh, they got it wrong. They've got it wrong.
Oh, hang on to it.
Yeah, they've got it wrong. Brem went off. Gonzaga went off. I think that might have been a little bit of a follow. And Brem has now got himself a slowdown. So Gonzaga goes after Ollie Gullickson in front of him, and Ollie is chasing down Patricio Silva. On board with George, we go through the right-hander of turn number 9, dropping to the slight kink in the left for 10. See how early he's got to turn in to try and get that car rotated in that 10. And then sometimes this car is an impossible car to drive.
Well, I tell you, Simon actually talked about that in the message that he sent me. I just didn't read all of that, but basically he said this track exaggerates the characteristics of both of these cars. The 10, he said, always wants to push when you're on the power. So the front end never wants to hook up when you're on the power, and the 8 can generate more rotation with the power. So that's another advantage that the 8 has here. But the 10, he said, pushes really bad.
Gonzaga. Silver did not fight that.
Nah.
Now he's lost the place to Ollie Gullickson because he left the door wide open for that long. And poor old Patricio Silva is getting absolutely mugged off here. He's just had a little bit of contact with Brem, but poor old Silva, he's just lost his lunch money. Some kid stolen his sandwich, and at the same time, Gonzaga's just thrown his shoes with shoelaces tied over a telephone line. Poor old Patricio Silva is going to have to go home and explain to his mum why he's got no pants left because Ollie Gullickson took them as well. What's gone on there for poor old Patricio Silva, Jim? He's just been mugged.
He was bullied on his milk money's gone and everything.
Yeah,
poor guy.
He's been robbed blind. Poor old Silva.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, 2 places gone. Now we've got Havard Gullickson trying to come through. God, out of all the people he's having a battle with, he's having a battle with a German, Heinz Braun. Jesus, this is going to go off like bigger and harder than Chinese fireworks down here at the back between these two. We got a great battle, and this is for 13th and 14th, ladies and gentlemen. This is like the final 2 positions. Havard Gullickson is going to have a go at him.
That's the thing, though. That's how these leagues are, man. You may not be the fastest guy, but you're out here finding your battles. You're having your battles with the people with your pace. I mean, these two are getting after it, man.
Well, this is the thing. Heinz Braun's second in the championship, and Havard Gullickson won race number 1. So they ain't slow. They're not like me and you.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
These guys are quick.
Well, no, they both had some trouble this race, though. Gullickson has had 2 pretty major incidents.
And Braun had a 5-wide situation where he was just unfortunately the last one on the right-hand side. So poor old Heinz Braun really got himself into some drama. Dominic Provera has had an absolute rotten evening in the race, and I won't compound that young man's misery. So poor old Dominic there unfortunately was in pit lane. I think he's now out for Dominic Provera. But these two down the back are going to go at it. You can see the spread. This is what I mean with this track. We're lucky we've got these 2 drivers together, because otherwise at the moment it would be a JPJC blinking podcast. This is the problem with this circuit that we were talking about at the top of the show. And
the first race was just the opposite of that.
Yeah, I know. The first race was an absolute banger. This is what I said at the top of the show as well. You either have great racing or you just get meh. We're just lucky we've got 2 great drivers, Gullickson and Braun, together, because everybody else is well over a second away from each other, apart from Ollie Gullickson, who's just unfortunately had some drama. And unfortunately for Ollie, he's just gone and written his own chapter in a book, and it ain't a good one, because around he goes, that's a Steve Webb-esque from race number 1, if I remember correctly. And poor old Ollie puts it in the wall, jumps into pit lane. But look at everybody, over 1.3 seconds apart at the moment, apart from these 2.
Well, Heinz is pushing hard too. He's hanging that rear end out.
Pavera's in the wall. Dominic Provera,
he's definitely had a rough evening.
Oh, dude, he couldn't have had any more. Look, he's there in the wall. He has had a rough one. Gullickson's going to try and go around the outside of turn number 14. What he's looking for here, ladies and gentlemen, is the switchback underneath him at the moment. How about Gullickson? Is he going to be able to get it there? There is Heinz Braun.
I think he is.
They're going to run side by side. It's going to be an 8 and a 10 drag race. Who's going to come out on top? And it is going to be Gullickson. But watch Braun try and come underneath him here, because he knows that was going to happen. And unfortunately, for
Heinz car's really loose right now.
Absolutely. Loose is fast, they tell me. They tried telling me that in a NASCAR. It never worked for me.
No, loose is fast and on the edge of out of control. That's the key part, though, the edge of out of control.
See, that's where I went wrong. I found that edge plenty of times.
Come on, you won the Martinsville 500.
I did. I don't know how many other people can actually say they've won the Martinsville MX 500, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, there might have been about 20, 25 splits that night, so maybe 50 people over the course of 2 years. That's pretty good considering there was thousands entered.
Exactly. So I'm one of 50.
Yeah.
So there we go. Ladies and
Top
gentlemen.
50 in the world.
Absolutely.
MX-5 drivers on Martinsville.
Yeah, my defense of that, though, the following year did not go to plan.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
I wasn't going to bring that one up.
No, I absolutely got railed in the only race I was able to do with the MX500, and literally, I might as well just have been the pinball on the 10-pin bowling alley, because I just got knocked around all over the place. It was absolutely shocking, and I don't think we actually got past the lead lap without getting a yellow flag. I think it was that bad. And in the end, I lasted about an hour, and then I was like, I'm done now. And unfortunately, that was the end of my defense of my Martinsville MX500. But Paolo Brem has just got an absolute scent hit on Patricio Silva to the point of where he sent it too far.
Yeah, locked them brakes up too. So.
Oh, he's going to hit him. Oh. Silva and Brem side by. Don't do this. Don't do this. This can't work. There's a drain there, Paolo. Oh. And look at these two having a right old little go. Now we've got Seth Brown joining the action. We've got Gonzaga and Vitorino and Barry and Webb. Who knew that we were going to have this much action in race number 2?
Yeah, Barry and Simon are working their way up. It took a while, but I don't know how much higher they're going to climb, but they have worked their way up.
Yeah, they have, definitely. So
Steve Webb, man, he's up 10 spots.
Great job from him, considering his race 1 was rotten.
Oh, it was horrible. It didn't look like he even knew the track.
No.
It was so bad.
I think he went in and put the racing line on.
You know what? Okay, that helps.
Oh, I don't know. He might have done. Let's be real about it. At the end of the day, right, you know, you got to be sensible, haven't you? You can't do anything silly, and because otherwise you just...
Oh, Barry just got by him.
Yeah.
Saw him pass on the timing tower.
There you go. There is Barry through. I want to pick up on this one because I think this is going to have a go side by side again. Paolo Brem is here this time around. Oh, God. Why does he look like he was going to go and absolutely punt it? Where you come from? That was Phil Glover.
There he is.
Oh, no. It's not there he is. It's where did he come from?
We're about to see.
Oh. He had screen freeze.
Yeah, something. Yeah, that was his VR headset, probably.
It might have been the fact his motion sim was kicking his teeth out or something. I don't know. It chattered off and ripped through a cable.
I really want to see that.
So,
he's blinking bad.
Oh, Phil.
I've never seen that from him. That's unusual. I've never seen him have bad connection like that.
No, absolutely. He's never been that bad, to be fair. So, Phil Glover is going to have some issues. He's got to be a little bit careful. But we're on lap 10 of 4. So we've still got some more great racing coming up here. And now we've got this selection of battle again with Glover, Silva, Brem and Brown. Jim, what could go wrong?
Short of Phil blinking out and causing a massive... Oh! I think there was a spin. There is a spin right behind him.
Oh, Seth Brown and Paolo Brem. This is the problem when you're racing so closely to each other. I've got a funny feeling, is Brown going to go first? Oh, he's going to dive the inside again. He did that with George.
Yep, same exact move almost.
We've had a lot of deja vus tonight. We've had Webb get copied and by Gullickson.
Dust Brown's got a lot of ambition tonight.
Oh, I love the way you call it ambition.
Well, he thought he could make it.
Very clearly, he clearly didn't, did he?
No, he ran out of grip before he ran out of ambition.
Or, as they say, he ran out of talent. One of the two.
Well, that's true, I guess.
What would you say?
That he ran out of grip before he ran out of ambition.
Okay. We'll go with that one then. But let's see what goes on here, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going in.
What a fun battle, though, they've had back here. This is so, and I think that, this kind of stuff probably happens more than we know. We just don't watch these battles towards the back of the pack a lot, because there's something else going on. But I mean, like I said, they're the race of their lives back there, banging, knocking each other off the track. And
yeah, Hubbard Gillickson is now with Seth Brown. So these guys
the
are
thing
now...
is, those guys have not moved forward. They're two super fast drivers, and they have not moved forward.
Yeah, but the thing is, at the end of the day, though, luck has not necessarily been on their side, has it?
No.
You know what I mean?
No. I mean, we'd have to go back and analyze each incident to see what exactly happened. But, yeah, it's certainly not a good race for either one of them. And it's really hurtful for Heinz Braun in the championship because, Simon's sitting up there pretty comfortably in third, may have a chance to get to second. So, he's going to score good points.
Yeah, he definitely is. I don't know if he's going to get second now. I think Jamie Bird might be a little bit too far ahead of him.
Yeah, we've got, we got 3 laps left. Is that right?
We're on lap 12 and 14, so yeah.
Oh?
Not long to go at all in race number 2, and Buson has just pulled away. All the action's been towards the back end, if not towards the middle of the pack, because we've now got Silver. He's trying to chase down Glover. We've got Hubbard Gullickson trying to chase down Brem. Ollie's out, unfortunately for Ollie. He went and put it into the wall and for him, and then that was over. But Hubbard Gullickson is probably, no, he's not about to clear Paolo Brem because he's just gone and done that.
He must have damage. He must be riding around with damage out there.
Well, it doesn't look physically like he's got any damage, Jim, to be honest with you.
No, but the amount of times he's been off the track in this race is just not, unless he's just pushing so hard. Uh-oh. Oh, a bad penalty, too.
Yeah, Paolo Brem has been a naughty boy, unfortunately for him. I'm probably guessing that might have been track limits.
Got to be incident points, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately for Paolo Brem, he's going to go into the pit lane and do a naughty boy drive-through of shame. I don't think it's stop and hold. It should be a drive-through. But at the moment, Mike Buson, the man from just up the road from me, who's I've never met and never had a coffee with. He only lives 20 minutes left. Is out in front, Jim, dominating.
Yeah, well, he's... like I said, he's been fast, past champion in the SR8s. He's a quick driver, and you let him loose and then a little battle behind him. I mean, Jamie's fast, and he's pulled away from Jamie. So, that's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. It's going to come around now through the final couple of corners, in through 13, then the looping right-hander of 14. They've done that again. Oh no, that's the same one. Through 14 they go over the line, and Buson's going to take the white flag. Gonzaga is trying to take 4th position here from Bruno Vitorino, Jim, and I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. George, I don't think George gets to race as much as he used to. I think his real world life is getting in the way of his racing, which that shouldn't happen to anyone. We should all be able to race. But Vitorino's we should. Vitorino is strong. He's going to make that car really wide. But George has got him right here.
He does.
No fight.
Dives up the inside there from Gonzaga. Vitorino trying to come around on the outside. I do love Vitorino's livery. It's like a pearl-lucent livery. It changes from black to green, doesn't it? It looks absolutely stunning when it does get the right sort of light on it, should we say, as these guys continue on. Where is Buson? Buson is in through turn number 9. I don't want to miss his moment. Then again, I better follow him because anything can happen with Mike. And trust me, when it comes to it, he's led races before. And he's gone and ditched them, especially at Watkins Glen in this very series, at the very bus stop chicane, where he hit the inside curve, spun the machine, back end round he went and plummeted in the wall. from first of the race, but it doesn't look like he's going to have any dramas here either for Mike Buisson. He's going to come up to the final corner. If he slides it now, I will laugh, I've got to be honest. But at 666, devil-looking machine, round the final corner he comes, over the line for Buisson, takes that victory. He's a winner here this evening for Mike Buisson.
I tell you what, drop back to that Heinz Braun Paulo Brim. They are having a war back there.
Yeah, I want to find Silver and Glover first, and then we'll go back after. I've got a funny feeling Silver might... I thought he might have dived him here, to be honest with you. Oh, Glover's made a mistake. That's going to put him under pressure. Havard Gullickson's going to try and get involved as well, I think. Not this time, though, from Havard. But it is going to be Phil Glover holding on to 8th place. Great job, both top 10s here this evening. Havard Gullickson's going to come over the line. Heinz Braun has had an incident with Seth Brown.
Yeah, I believe.
Saying it, watch. It's coming up the inside, Seth. You've done
Same
this before.
move again. Same move. Same turn.
3 people.
Okay. I will say, I will go with your saying now.
Yes.
He's extended his limits beyond his talent because 3 moves right there in the same corner tonight.
Yeah, Mike Buisson takes the win in race number 2 with Jamie Bird, Simon Edwards and James Barry. Steve Webb in 5th, rounds out the podium in the SR8. So Gonzaga, Vitorino, Glover, Silva, Havard, Gullickson, Seth Brown, Paulo Brem, Heinz Braun, and Pavera and Ollie Gullickson has not finished the race. Let's have our normal weekly catch-up with one Mr. Phil Glover, who's still driving around for me, thank God. Phil, how are you, dear sir? How was it out there?
It's pretty warm. It's for me anyway, even with fans blowing at me. How was it for you?
Dude, I'm in the UK. I'm sweating like a trooper, mate. I got to be honest. You know what I mean? This is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, 9th in race number 1.
Was you sweating? Was you sweating when you watched me last week? Did you watch that?
He didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I haven't had time. I will go
you
back.
Need to watch that,
now I know you went side by side. I will go and watch it. But what I do want to pick up, you led race number 2. And just as I was like, Phil's leading down into turn. No, he's not. And Buisson put it up the inside of you. But you got a 9th in race number 1. You got an 8th in race number 2. Is it a bad evening, do you think? I don't know what happened to you. I think you must have had a screen freeze or something.
Yeah, did you have a screen freeze or something?
I did. My VR, I got a second, about 2 seconds before it happened. It stopped. I could still see, and then it went blank. So fortunately, it was on a corner, wasn't it? A right-hand corner. So I just went onto there. Well, I didn't go. I just left it straight, and I ended up there, and it. Yeah, I don't think I caused anybody any bother coming back on, but it was a bit hairy.
It definitely was there, bud. Listen, you're looking forward to next week?
Where are we going, Phil?
I hope it's not Silverstone. I don't like Silverstone.
No, it's got a little bit more dust than Silverstone.
Oh, we're in the desert then, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
The Mazda place or Nissan place. What do they call it? The one with the corkscrew.
Yes, Laguna Seca.
That's it. Yeah.
I'll give you.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit sandy, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll give you that one, Phil. But well done to you, dear sir. Anyway, anyone you want to shout out before we let you
go? I'm not sure. I'll give a shout out to Steve Webb because I know he had not a great night tonight. So. And I'm catching up with him at Brands Hatch this weekend. So
nice.
Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'll probably catch up with him at Goodwood Festival of Speed, as I did last year. Phil, have a good one, fella. We'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah. See you, James. Cheers,
Bye.
Jim.
See you, Phil.
Right, now we will have a chat with one Mr. Stevie Webb. In race number 1, he must have saw all corners of the race circuit. He definitely got his money's worth out of the Hungaroring. But in race number 2, he came back, he battled back, he stood deep for the man that he is, and he come and finished 5th overall, up 9 places. Stevie Webb, welcome in, son.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you both?
I'm all right, mate. Do you want to chat about race number 1, or we just ignore it and pretend it didn't happen?
No. Race number 1 just pushed too hard into that third gear, right-hander, the one before the chicane. And I don't know, just pushing too hard. And I said to myself, I'm going back to basics. I nearly swore then.
You did.
going back to basics for race 2. And it paid dividends. All I did, I just kept the thing on circuit. Lap times weren't magical, but I got them into the 38s in the end. And yeah, it just paid dividends. So that's what my theory is going to be, is just go back to basics for a bit and just try to stop these unforced crashes.
I think that's the thing.
That's what's killing me.
Yeah, consistency. So there we go, Steve, as well. Looking forward to next week, Steve.
Where is it?
I knew you were going to say that. It's like a weekly conversation with you and Phil Glover. None of you know where you're going. You've signed up for a series and you don't know. You just rock up and go, oh, we're in Laguna Seca next week.
Oh, that'll be interesting then, won't it?
It definitely will be. We'll have more back on the grid as well, because the N24 will be finished by that point at the same time. Steve, listen, dude, wonderful as ever. Are you doing the N24?
No, I'm down at. I've got a couple of guests coming down, which you might know.
Do I?
Which I've got a couple of guests coming down to the.
Brands Hatch.
Brent Hatch.
Yeah, Phil's
GT
going.
Worlds.
Who else is going?
Simon.
Oh, nice.
So it could get quite messy.
Yeah, good.
Tom was Tom going too, or no?
No, Tom's going the next weekend to the British Touring Cars as me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I promise you, there will be videos, there will be pictures.
Yes, well, I like that. Put somebody in that chicken suit, would you?
No. I've got a better one.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah. Have you not?
Well, save it. Don't tell us. Let's keep it a surprise.
Steve, I need to get through other people, Steve.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
God blimey.
Well,
next up, we'll have a chat with Mr. Simon Edwards, who's had a very interesting evening of racing. A couple of contacts here at the same time, but let's have a chat with him. Simon, welcome in, bud.
Hello, one of those was mine. I ran into Phil. Who else should I run into?
I wouldn't even mind, but he's your Padawan, and you go and literally run into him.
Right.
Yeah, well, we've been practicing yesterday, and I thought I had his pace in my head. So I was just going into that corner, thinking of a certain pace I'm going to take into. I'm going to
say, Simon, that one of us in the booth called you a wrecking ball. And it wasn't me. Okay, I'm just going to say that.
Wow. Just throw me under a bus.
Yeah. I mean, we were looking.
Well, it wasn't me. I don't know. It could have been somebody else, but it wasn't me. I don't know.
Yeah, we were looking. Neither got damage. Phil was just delayed. I was obviously delayed.
You hit him so hard that it rattled his whole system and shut his VR down. It was that bad.
Oh, he did say something about his VR going off.
Yeah, it definitely did there as well. It's going to be an interesting season. You're still leading the championship, only because I think Heinz Braun had a bit of a rotten one in race number 2. Going forward, how do we see Laguna Seca going?
Well, I think James is catching up now. He'll have taken more points than me in that race, I think. I'm not a fan of Laguna. I've got better at it. It's one of those tracks where you don't like it, so you're not good at it, if you know what I mean. So I'm better at it, but it's not my favourite track. And it's going to be difficult to overtake.
Absolutely.
And the 8s are going to have such an advantage going through the little left-hander up the hill, the really quick one.
Yeah, turn 5.
The 8s are going to, yeah.
Because
I mean, the 8s here, I thought we got them balanced pretty good for being so far apart.
You definitely did. I'm interested to see what you're going to do at Laguna with them, to be blatantly honest with you. I think it's going to be a very interesting one to watch. But Simon, a pleasure as always, dear sir. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Let's give a shout out to Phil. Didn't mean to knock you off, mate. Yeah.
All right, mate. We'll see how Laguna Seca goes for you both. Simon, take care, buddy.
Yeah. See you.
Oh, I don't even know if I want to pull this geezer in because
No, we got to.
No, I don't want to. I'm never going to hear the end of, oh, look, the boss is back from his holiday or some form of joke. Ready? That's what he's going to make. Let's bring him in here. The winner from race number 1. He won by 3.78 seconds. Up 7 places from his finishing position after the reverse grid. He is the man who literally is never going to hear the end of it here. Mr. Mike Bousson. Mike, welcome in.
Good evening. It's a rare occasion to have you about.
Told you.
Times are hard.
Told you.
Times are hard.
No, I told you. I said you will make some comment about me coming into the booth within the first sentence, and you literally just did.
I like to be predictable.
He's right.
Like my lapping.
Yes, very much so. I'm glad, though. I got the pleasure of actually finishing of you in first place, which was always nice.
Yeah, it's a rare occasion. Obviously, I missed last week due to my own technical issues that I created on the PC. So I'm back this week.
Was you on the dodgy websites again, was you?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's my channel.
There's certain things. There is. Well, you've told me off for going to, but there's certain things you just shouldn't put in your search history browser.
Oh,
that's right.
Mike Bousson, you naughty boy.
And the FBI came after me.
Nice.
No, I went to do some maintenance, some upgrades to the computer, and then and all the 25 years of building computers for me and other people, I managed to drop my CPU straight in the middle of the socket on my motherboard and bend a load of pins, and then so 650 quid later, I'm sort of back online and going again, sort of thing. But yeah, back to the racing, I suppose. We had to do a bit of talk about that.
Yeah, it was a good race number 2, wasn't
it? Yeah, it was. Obviously, I can't remember where I started, but obviously I got to the front fast and just built enough of a gap because I'd had a quick practice for about 20 minutes, I think, early on in the week, and I was getting off tracks and slowdowns everywhere. So it was just a case of building enough of a buffer to Mr. Bird and then just drive to a reasonable doubt.
Where were you at in the big crash in going into turn 1 there when they went 5 wide? Where were you at in that whole mess?
On race 2, I was into position 2/2/3 going.
Okay, so you were already past all that.
Yeah. So I was literally, I think I had Mr. Bird sort of to my left, Phil directly in front of me, and then some sort of a gap opened. It wasn't really in my mind to go there, but it was sort of, Phil caught me out a little bit on his braking. There was the gap. I thought I didn't want to risk it hitting him, but at the same time, I didn't think I was going to stop. That was
turn number 2.
Probably, I would like to say skill, but there might have been a little bit of luck in there as well.
You have luck on the racetrack, Mike. Who knew?
No, well, sometimes I do complete the job without, again, I was talking to myself saying, oh, I see Mr. Parfitt's, because at mid-break, I sort of looked and saw you were actually doing some work for a change. And I looked at it and I thought, halfway round, I thought, I can hear it. I just got to go nice and slow, make it to the end, because I can hear his dulcet tones, his little whiny voice going, oh, the only person that can ruin his race is him.
I did actually.
He said that anyway.
I did.
Yeah.
I said it as well because I reverted back to Watkins Glen, Mike. Remember that one?
I try not to remember that far back, that championship I got away. Leading by a country mile, and the next race, and then every consecutive race after it, I think I took myself out.
Where do you think, just one final question for me, because I'm going to kick you out because I did want to go to bed at some point this evening. Where do you and Mr. Bird sort of aim to be? Because you two are battling out at the front of this championship. I think it's only going to be two of you. Have had a bit of a rotten race, but can you do this, Mike?
Of course I can. I got this in the bag.
Okay, well, on that bombshell, then Mike actually thinking he's going to finish the race.
If you wanted me to trash talk me competitor, I can get into that. But it's, a nice family broadcast. But,
do you know what was? I never said to you to trash your competitor, Mike. I literally...
Yeah, but naturally, I want to go there, but I thought myself, you'll only get banned from YouTube, and I can't take your livelihood away from you, can I? You know, you're a poor Wincanton Castle Carey boy, can never remember which.
We can, and you are right. But listen to me, you're only through, mate. They've all got 6 fingers up where you are, so don't you start with me, dear.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you that much.
So we're posh up here. You're like the council estate of the southwest. Let's remember that.
Yeah, but then again, at the end of the day, you're all inbred. Anyway,
For your,
on that
for our-
bombshell-
whoa, we haven't finished. Go on.
Mike,
Wrap it up, then. Wrap it up.
Anyone you want to shout out before I let you go, before I kick you out, I should say. Do you want any thanks, Mike, before we let you go?
Wincanton Town Council for putting up with you. I don't know.
All right, mate. Mike, take care. I'll
Right.
catch up with you soon.
Catch you later, boys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I told you. As soon as he got into the booth, he would say something, and he did.
Well, the thing, he knew that you were going to talk about him throwing the race away, too. He was right about that.
We've clearly spoken to each other too much over the last 4 years. Anyway,
Clearly.
ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to wrap it up. I've been JP, I've been alongside Jim Cunningham as always. And thank you so much for joining us. And, well, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.